So with all the lies and spin, why would anyone take anything this administration says seriously? Well, here's tonight's party panel to discuss. We've got townhall.com political editor and host of the Guy Benson radio show on Fox News Radio. It is Guy Benson. We've got Democrat strategist and former Biden campaign surrogate. He can spin an economic yarn. It's Kevin Walling. And we've got former Utah Congressman and Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz, fresh off the outnumbered couch. Well done, gentlemen. Love a Thursday Night Man panel. Guy, I will start with you because I want to know if this were President Trump's two negative quarters, consecutive quarters, would the news coverage be different?
Yes. The headlines would be Trump recession arrives. I actually had Sarah Huckabee Sanders on my radio show today, and I asked her, if you guys had this happen, same set of circumstances, and you decided that you were going to just put out the word that we weren't really going with that traditional definition of recession anymore, how would that go over in the room if she were trying to talk to the press? And in the briefing room, she said, I'm not sure I would make it out of that room alive if I had tried to do it. It is so brazen. It is so shameless. Look, we're adults. You can say, we think it's a mild recession. We think that there are some positive signs out there in the economy. Unemployment, for example. Things might get better in the next couple quarters. We're looking at next year. We might be nervous about that. There's some nuance to be had here. But to just jettison and throw away the dictionary definition that we've all been using for as long as I can remember, decades at this point, it's just silly, and I don't think it convinces anyone. But the media jumped right to it. They got their marching orders, and they're all trying together, singing in harmony. I just don't think the American people are interested in this song.
No, and it's like when you feel a lump on your body and you know something's wrong and you go to the doctor. A lot of people have been feeling bad, Kevin. They can't afford things. They're in a personal recession. They go looking for some reassurance, some guidance. The doctor does a biopsy. And now we know that the mass is malignant. We know we're in a recession, but it's as though the president's going, nah, I think you're doing a bang-up job. I think if you drink some Gatorade and maybe eat a banana every day, you should be good to go. You want to hear your doctor say, we're getting a team of oncologists and surgeons together. We're going to tackle this. We're going to take it out. We're going to eradicate it. And we're going to use every tool at our disposal to make you better. That's what they need to do because people are feeling it. They are sick.
Well, Kennedy, I agree that everyone should eat at least one banana a day, to your point. But, you know, listen, we've been talking about this for 6 months on your show, that inflation, I've been saying this as the Democrat, will be the #1 issue in the midterms just about 100 days away from now. That is so prescient on the minds of everyday Americans, and that's why it's so important that this administration really focus on that in every single message that they're doing. I'm really hopeful that with the CHIPS bill, bringing back that manufacturing sector, with what we're seeing with the new Manchin-Schumer arrangement, that we can actually fundamentally tackle some of the root causes that we're seeing with regards to inflation. But listen, facts are facts, numbers are numbers. I'm not about, you know, debating the nomenclature that's been in the place for the last 100 years in terms of what economic indicators are. I am confident that, you know, 1.6% was last quarter. Now it's 0.9. That's a good sign. I think to Guy's point, it's a good one. It's a very nuanced,
that we're not growing, that we're not doing better. It's like going to Weight Watchers and you put on 15 pounds and you go, well, at least it wasn't 25. You know what it's like, Jason? It's like, you know,
it's the right direction.
That's not, though. So if Janice Dean, if we're, you know, on the eve of a massive hurricane that was going to hit the eastern seaboard, because you know how it is before giant storms, the day before, bluebird skies. But what are people doing? They're filling up sandbags. They're boarding up their windows. They're getting supplies. They're readying themselves. That's what people are already doing, and they've admitted that. A majority of Americans say there is belt tightening. They are making sure they're not spending extra money so they have more when the storm hits. But that'd be like Janice Dean in front of a giant green screen going, yeah, see this whirling mass? That's totally fine, you guys. That means it's going to be sunny for like days and days. That's what this administration is doing. They're lying about the hurricane. We know it's coming. We want to get sterno, but they're telling us to put on sunscreen.
Yeah, and we already know that it's been raining for the last year. That's the problem. You're already knee-deep in the rain. You got your rain boots on, and the administration is saying, oh, it's not that bad. Hey, don't worry. The rain's letting up, but we're still going to get another inch of rain. And it's just absurd. What the people understand is that this is pure inside the Beltway political spin. It is not based on any sort of reality that anybody's living in anywhere outside of Washington, D.C., where everything's hunky-dory because they keep spending hundreds of billions of dollars. And what's also readily apparent is that this administration has no game plan in order to get out of it. And to suggest, Kevin, that all we need to do is spend more money makes you just confident that they don't understand the definition of inflation, let alone the definition of a recession, let alone a definition of how you solve the problem.
Yeah, it's like a gambler who is still at the table at 7 in the morning. And, you know, the stack of chips are gone. You know, markers have already been laid down. And the gambler's like, yeah, all I need is like 15 more hands, and I'm going to win back our life savings. It's going to be great. That's not how it works. We're being lied to, and they don't have a plan, and shame on them. Big government sucks. Ween. All right, Man Panel's going to stick around. It is game night. It's Thursday. Coming up, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she's planning to visit Taiwan next month. I think that's a bang-up idea. Chinese President Xi Jinping, he's furious. Is it still time for her to go? Yeah, maybe. Kentucky Republican Congressman Thomas Massey getting sassy, discussing Taiwan as we tie one on next.